New agencies are joining the search for two inmates who escaped a LeFlore County jail over the weekend. The Oklahoma Department of Corrections says 33-year-old Justin Turner and 42-year-old David James walked away from the Jimmy Hamilton Correctional Center on Saturday. The prison is in Hodgen, Oklahoma. ODOC is partnering with the LeFlore County Sheriffs, the Oklahoma Bureau of Narcotics, and the Marshals Service to find those two men. Turner is serving a 5-year sentence for assault and battery of a police officer and drug trafficking. James is serving a 16-year sentence for possession of drugs with intent to distribute and drug trafficking. Anyone who sees them or knows where they are needs to call 911 right away.
We're also learning more about the arrest of an employee at Arkansas Tech in Russellville. State police arrested ATU Department of Public Safety Officer Marty Duvall. He's charged with the use of child sexual abuse material or possession of child porn. We're also told Duvall was immediately suspended and placed on administrative leave.
New lawsuits to prevent the Trump administration from shutting down the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. As Erica Brown reports, this is the latest federal agency the president is trying to close as part of the Department of Government Efficiency project, which was created to slash the size of the federal government.
Protesters rallied outside the now shuttered USAID headquarters in D.C. on Monday. Now Elon Musk's Department of Government Efficiency is moving to shut down the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau.
The richest man in the world shutting down a consumer protection agency that returned billions of dollars to the American people, dollars that they had been cheated out of by some corporations that engaged in fraud.
President Donald Trump says DOJ is rooting out corruption in government agencies. So far in his downsizing campaign, Musk's DOJ employees have sought data from or sent employees into at least 11 federal agencies, with more coming.
I'm going to tell him very soon, like maybe in 24 hours, to go check the Department of Education. He's going to find the same thing. Then I'm going to go to the military. Let's check the military.
Trump's push to slash the size of government faces multiple legal challenges, with lawsuits disputing his authority to shut down these agencies and to buy out federal employees. Unions have sued to block Trump's offer to federal employees to resign now and be paid through September. They claim Congress has not authorized funding for the offer. The White House had a midnight Eastern deadline tonight to accept the buyout, saying more than 65,000 workers have already done so. Now a judge has put it on hold again.
We will continue to pursue all legal options to ensure that they are protected and that the law is upheld.
On social media, Vice President J.D. Vance lashed out at rulings against some of Trump's orders, writing, "Judges aren't allowed to control the executive's legitimate power." Erica Brown, CBS News, the White House.
Well, just this afternoon, a federal judge in Rhode Island said the Trump administration has ignored his order to halt a federal funding freeze and ordered the government to, quote, immediately restore frozen funding.
Meanwhile, the president is set to announce new tariffs on all steel and aluminum imports into the U.S. That 25% tariff expected to apply to all countries, including Mexico and Canada, two of the nation's biggest trading partners. The president promised to implement new import taxes in his second term to help U.S. companies boost domestic production. Economists say the tariffs could eventually result in higher prices for U.S. industries that rely on imported metals for everything from car parts to cans.
On the line, we are going to see that tariffs will impact consumers, as we essentially have to pay the cost of those taxes that those companies or those importers are paying.
Over the weekend, the president also promised what he called reciprocal tariffs on imported goods in cases where another country has put tariffs on U.S. exports. Retaliatory tariffs on U.S. goods are already kicking in, with China placing a tax of up to 15% on coal, liquefied natural gas, and crude oil, as well as other products from the U.S. in response to the Trump administration's 10% tariff on all Chinese imports.
Well, flu cases are surging right now. The latest from the CDC shows doctor visits for flu illnesses have reached the highest level since 2009. CBS News Chief Medical Correspondent Dr. John LaPook stresses that in any given year, up to 41 million Americans can get the flu and more than 50,000 people could die from the virus.
If you have some sorts of symptoms, how do you know if it's the flu versus just common cold?
Well, in general, the cold symptoms are from the neck and above. The sore throat, the cough, the runny nose, and all that stuff. Once it starts going below the necks and you feel aches and pains and fever, you can have nausea, vomiting.
Dr. LePook says it's still not too late to get a flu shot if you want one. And if you come down with the flu, he advises asking your doctor about the medication called Tamiflu as soon as possible. At least 43 states, including Arkansas, are showing very high to high levels of flu activity.
Retail giant Bass Pro Shops agreeing to open up a 70,000 square foot outpost in Fort Smith. It'll open on Rogers Avenue near the intersection of Rogers and Interstate 540 there at the old Best Buy building. Puts an end to years of speculation of the identity of the mysterious Project X. The new Bass Pro Shop store set to open sometime early next year.